हाँ हाँ ठीक আছে এইটি রাখি
এই সিলেটা আছে মানে হবে না
এইটা রাখবো চলবে এইটা হ্যাঁ এখানে মোট পেপারটা মই রাখবো
ଏବେ ତ ଦରକାର ନୁହଁ ଏବେ ଫୁଲ୍ ଆସିନି ସେଟା ଲାଗିଛି ତ
ହଁ ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି ଥାଉ ଥାଉ
କୋଉଟା ଭଲ ଏଇଟା ଭଲ ଅଛି ଏଇଟା
Yeah, thank you, sir, for that. 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 among the students, faculty members. So his presence adds extra value to this particular conclave. And if you look at the performance of a CSR spending in this country, you know which states are forward looking, who has spent maximum amount of money under CSR. So if you look at that particular figure, you will come to know that PSU they spend less out of their CSR. PSU, you know that it's a government-owned company, right? If you look at their CSR spending or score or impact, it's not that satisfactory. It's just 30%, less than 30%. Vis-a-vis, or in comparison to private sectors, they spend 80% of their CSR fund, which is allocated 2% of their net profit for last 3 years. So here lies the difference. Okay, and that we have to change through deliberation, through debate, discussion, panel discussion, brainstorming session, conclave like this will address all these issues. So next important point I would like to tell you here. You know that we are having a federal system. States are there. If you look at the performance of the states in terms of CSR spending, then Maharashtra tops the list, followed by Karnataka, then Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, and if you look at our state, particularly where we are located right now, or IIT is located, so we stand at the 8th position. So our chief guest is here, uh, Dr. Prasant Hota. He will talk a lot about his perspective, corporate perspective, and our terminal guest of honor of this particular event. He will focus on how CSR movement is going on throughout this country. They will, shed more light on that. So, before I conclude, I'd like to inform you that no country in the world has given statutory position to CSR spending. We should feel proud as an Indian, Bharatiya, right, that corporate entities, earlier they were doing till 2013, like Tata, Birla, and many other companies, family-based companies, Jindal and others. That was not mandated by law, okay, and this CSR was mandated, okay. Now it's a mandatory one, and this act has given extra teeth to that CSR spending. Now, large number of companies are coming up. I'm telling you, and this CSR cell at IIT Bhubaneswar, it is just beginning. Last year we started it along with Mr. Ravi Patnaik and Sahu and others, with the help of our alumni and others. We started it, and to our surprise, the response is so overwhelming, so encouraging, right? If companies will come forward, your company representative leaders are here with us, so they should show the path, and we are having our expertise in different fields, like I mentioned. Okay, so we should collaborate. Okay, we should come together. So our expertise and their problem, right? And we have to address that. So I don't want to take much of your time, and very experts are there. So our respected director is there. He will also talk about the details of this program. So with this, thank you very much. Namaskar. Thanks a lot for coming in large number, and so it will go on. Okay, this is just beginning at IIT Bhubaneswar. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Namaskar.
so much, sir, for apprising us with all the information about CSR. Now, I would like to request Professor Shripad Karnatker, sir, Director IIT Bhubaneswar, to share with the gathering his views on CSR, especially on the theme chosen for the day, Uniting for Sustainable Impact. Sir.
Dignitaries on the dais and members of the audience. Let me get a quick idea of the composition here. We are looking for this particular conclave. First, I am very happy that first ever conclave is being organized on CSR, and as I understand, we have here industry experts. So can you please raise your hands so that I get an idea of the composition of the audience? Who are the industry experts? Are there any industry experts? Yeah. Okay. Right. And then academicians, of course, I know. Then who are the CSR enthusiasts? Okay. Good. So we have now all the others who didn't raise their hands. What do you call yourself? So those who are not CSR enthusiasts nor industry experts, students. How many of you are students here? Yeah. So how many of you are from outside IIT? Oh, all of you are from outside IIT. That. So, for how many of you, this is the first time you have come to IIT Bhubaneswar? I think I should welcome you all. I mean the students especially. So these are you are all students from which? Can someone tell me you are students from? Oh, the School of Management.
Yeah, that's yes.
School of Law.
Management.
School of Law. Okay, School of Law. How many of you are from School of Law? How many of you are from School of Management? Those are management related? Yeah. Okay. So, and how many of you are IIT students? There are a few here. Okay. I hope none of the students raised hands for both categories, right? So I'm reminded of a shloka which all of us must have come across, which perhaps captures the theme. Sangachadvam, samvadadvam, samvo manansi janatam, deva bhagam yatha purve, sanyana upasate. Which means, may we move in harmony, speak in one voice, let our minds be in agreement, just as the ancient gods shared their portion of sacrifice. I think that kind of captures the spirit of CSR. Whenever we donate something, we feel we are doing it for others' good. But we should always remember we benefit a lot from it. Let's take the help of, let's take the example of blood donation. Commonly, if you ask people, why do you donate blood? Because you want to help someone who is, needs it. But we should also know that when you donate blood, your body produces fresh blood, and therefore the quality of blood in your body improves. So in fact, just for your own health, it is suggested that you donate blood every 3 months. A certain amount. Okay? In fact, many of our saints have said that you should do good to others, not because they...
One state has created the models of rural development and people's action, that is Maharashtra. By nature, those people are pro-people. If you come to Chasgate railway station, they have created universities, they have created hospitals, they have created a skill training institute, they have created children homes, they have created elderly health care center. What do they need? Why have they hired? I really didn't understand. The company without an art is spending 200, 300 crore, 400 crore every year. Why do they hire me? Then I found actually there is a need of mine. Mine means my type of people, not me. Because this kind of institutions has been created for a particular purpose. This type of institutions have been created to serve the last man in the queue, to serve the underprivileged girls, to serve the rural youths. Because the vision behind is that every rural youth, if skilled, underline, they are a manager. We don't need our company that somebody a fresh pass out from IIT will only become a manager. Yes, people pass out from IIT will become manager or general managers also. But from the rural youth who is just a welder, who is just a plumber or who is an electrician, who is a AC mechanic, he can also become a manager in 10 years. That is the vision of creating the skill training institute. The vision of the hospitals created this group has taken. When we saw that in certain areas the low birth weight baby is a big issue, notice the chief district medical officer is telling me, Mr. Hota, you pay 1,000 rupees to these people because the child is low birth weight. How can the money will increase the weight of the child? I really don't understand. Just a freshly born baby, who was low birth weight. So how can money will help? No, that food part. Do you think the baby infant will be given food? I think the only thing that she can have or he can have is the breast milk, the mother's milk. No, in that case the mother will be given the food. I just heard him, Then I started a ground survey. That what is the real issue? The real issue is that girls from the age of 12 are anemic. Their hemoglobin level is 8 to 9%. When they get married, so anemia and menstruation both are a vicious cycle. If you are anemic, then you will be bleeding profusely during the menstruation period. And if you are bleeding profusely, then naturally you become more anemic. And in that stage, somehow in one stage, the girl gets married, and after that, maternal mortality, infant mortality, low birth weight baby, the saga starts. Then we started the Kishori Express. 8 lakh girls are out of anemia. 8 lakh girls. In a place like Chhattisgarh, Tamnar, will you believe in that block? That is zero NMR, zero. Maternal mortality rate is 0. And maternal mortality rate is always derived from 1 lakh against 1 lakh. Whereas in child mortality is this 1,000. That is the difference. When you tell it is 55, that means 55 child mortality is against 1,000. When you talk 27 MMR, that means against 1 lakh. How did it change it? It's not because miracle has happened. We created Swasthya Sanginis from the villages, same villages, from the villages. They started educating themselves. So people participation. Because I don't have much time, that's why I'm telling you. Miracle can happen provided you are the miracle. Miracle doesn't sit anywhere else. It is within you. God is within you. Iswaram sarvabhutesu hridayesya Arjuna whispered. Isn't it? He is there only. He is within you. This God can change anything. In this darkness, if you have one candle in your hand, one candle, the darkness is gone from that one. And you are that candle. So what I want to tell you is this. When the CSR evolved in the section 135, something else came, and that became our goal. That is called even SDG, United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. There are 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. 17. Starts with zero hunger. Okay. Then quality education. Then gender equity. Like that. There are 17. 17 UN SDG, and this particular section 135, each section has to address one SDGs. I don't know how many companies are addressing how many SDGs in this country, but I am proud to say we are the only company who is addressing 16 out of 17 SDGs. 16 out of 17 SDGs. Only one part, because you do not really deal with animal life. We have not yet entered into life underwater. That is the only thing which we are not able to address so far. But then we are entering, at least we'll keep the water clean underwater and entering the marine water. There is one area which is really very pressing. The ocean water acidification is because of the plastic waste. Which is recently becoming a victim of this. Even the electrical car and everything. Look at Congo, what is happening there. The cobalt is becoming a big issue there. The radiation and everything that is also affecting those people. So we have to really be with the nature. The important is not the speed in which we achieve our growth rate. The importance is that in the speed we need our happiness rate. And you cannot become happy. Can anybody, mainly the girls I am asking, you must be finding your maid servant, inside your houses and everything. In the hostel also you find your people who really help you, the service people. If they are not well, what happens to your life, if the worst day in a housewife's life is that the day maid servant doesn't come. I am really not sure that how many housewives look after the maid servant. When I am talking of looking after her, I am not talking of looking after her health. She is happy, provided her husband is happy, her children are happy, her children go to school every day. Are you really thinking of that? That at least her daughter will not become the maid servant. That is called inclusive happiness. There the key of our education, our learning from life, there it starts. So UN SDG, our organization, when we are following, we have bagged the National CSR Award from Ministry of Corporate Affairs, which is unique in this country, and we are the only organization which has got two categories in 1 year, which is the dream, And what was our spending? People who have got the highest spending award, their spending was 700 crores, and when we spent, it was hardly within 100 crores. But this year, our corporate mandate was 175 crores, but we are spending 550 crores. That is a possibility. See, issue is not that, are you doing a favor by doing this? No, not at all. I am doing a favor to myself. My company is doing, like Sarah has told, that giving में जो मजा आता है ना, अपने आप को benefit ज़्यादा होता है. You've given a very good example, blood donations, that you benefit more. Like that, the art of giving is something which really recharges you. So sustainability, apart from this, reduce, reuse and recycle, there are something also. The most important thing which is coming is repair. Start learning repairing life, repairing your life, repairing somebody's life, repairing your mobile phone. Don't throw it. Let us not buy a mobile which is not repairable. Because if you really pile up all the mobiles in India, it will become twice of Everest. Where it is going? The ocean is getting polluted. Water is getting acidified. Where are you going actually? What for? Am I happy if my child is not well? Am I happy if my family is not well? Am I happy? Will I really live this world being guilty that I have enjoyed everything and I am living? I don't know what the next generation is going to do in this world. Nature is refusing. So friends, this CSR, this is not for eradicating hunger and everything. That is okay. We are working with 5,000 children with disability. 5,000. We are having ASA program, Jindal ASA program, which is in 3 states. Odisha, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. We are having beautiful ASA centers. You will be happy to know. We have not just rehabilitated them. We have made them inclusive. They are in vocational skills. They are on their own now. You know, they are other than the autistic and the cerebral palsy. Rest of the people are there on their own. They have started earning for themselves. So nobody thinks of a autistic child or a child with disability. Parents के बाद क्या होगा इसका? I don't know. People think that ये काम तो मैंने कर दिया, कमाल का काम है. This bacha is rehabilitated, started walking. Fine, all right. Are you thinking that exit plan is very, very important, boss? Exit plan is very important. When you don't exist, when the parents do not exist, what about that child? Who really holds his hand? Who really holds his hand? That exit plan, if you start working, then you will national CSR. Which I can very humbly tell that we are working on the exit plan. When we are creating the Kishori Express, we are not confining the Kishori Express to us. How to hand over the Kishori Express and leave all the girls are pink health. That is my exit plan. When I am creating the Pani Panchayat and everything, the water resources, I am handing over to the Pani Panchayat. When I am doing the plantations now, 1 million, I think 20 million plants we have planted under CSR, then how the community will take over? That exit plan is most important. The most important thing, the most challenging thing and the most satisfying thing, sir, I can tell you, how I will become irrelevant. If I don't become irrelevant, then there is a dependence syndrome. That is the major challenge in CSR. There is a dependence syndrome. People will telephone you, sir, dard hota hai, a pain of running an industry, the other part of the story. रात 12 बजे फोन आएगा, बता सर, हाँ भाई क्या प्रॉब्लम है? सर फीवर आ गया सर. Didn't take it. The dependence syndrome has killed so many economies, like Africa. Africa is a bounties of wealth. The dependence syndrome, which has been constant of the Western world, they are now in such a stage that they are not able to raise their hand. So you don't have to give them face, make them how to, let them learn how to make face. That is the really, you have to make them self-dependent. So the CSR is not about hunger, poverty, this, that government is doing enough. Do you think any other country in the world has got this kind of welfare? Our governments are doing. They are now in such a both state government and central government, look at them. So you don't have 90% of the money is going into the welfare only. So what else you are doing? That is the really, you have to create a model. So the CSR is a model. That government is doing enough. The last man in the any other country, the optimum utilization of money, and there is happiness. That prosperity and happiness is not inclusive. Then the CSR the government is doing enough. So you have to do things in a different way. That is the kind of sparkling in which you are doing. So friends, I have taken enough time. I can only tell you that sustainability and CSR goes together, because the corporate social responsibility was there. People were doing, Tata were doing, Birla were doing. G.D. Birla was even contributing for the freedom movement. Along with Mahatma Gandhi, he was fighting the battle. Jindal Saab been doing. I told that what they have done. They have created unparalleled institution. OP Jindal Global University is the #1 private university in India. You know everything. I don't have to tell you. Go to our website, you will know. But how you do it, how you make a change, and how the last man, every year 10,000 girls having less than income of 2 lakhs, they are given the unlimited scholarship. Unlimited. Anything they want to read, anything. There is no limit. Maybe 25 lakhs, maybe 50 lakhs, maybe 1 crore. Doesn't matter. That program is known as SSC program. ASEAN, that is for the people who do not have a home. So there are so many. I am not here to. I am only telling you that unless it is sustainable, unless it is inclusive, unless it is addressing the last man in the queue, no point of doing it. And sustainability was defined in Bhagavad Gita in 7th chapter that Mati Apa Anala, Bhumi Apa Anala Khang, Bhumi Apa Anala Khang, Mati Buddhi Evacha, Ahankara Bhirna Partha, Bhirna Prakriti Nashta. That means God has given you 5 elements. Bhumi, Ap means water, Khang means sky, Bhumi Apa Anala is fire, and air, and what? Air. God has given these 5 elements. But these are the hardwares. The softwares are mati, buddhi and aham. Your mind, your intelligence and your ego. Without ego you cannot take a decision. But more aham, more great. No, there is Ukraine, there is Iran, there is Taliban, there is this, there is that. So this software, these three software are to be will control these five hardwares which God has given. After that, in Bhagavad Gita also Bhagavan is telling you don't have control on anything else. These five Panchbhut is I have given you and I have given you three other softwares. Mati Buddhi. So the way the corporates should conduct themselves, that is one way defined in the CSR. That is one way is defined in the UNS teaching. If we follow that Bible, then this will be an inclusive world, this will be a happy world, this will be a peaceful world, and something to hand over to the next generation. Otherwise, I die. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an evocative speech and for raising such pertinent questions like if there is a tomorrow. And thank you so much for presenting bare truths in front of us, not just to arise and awake us, but to alarm us about the crisis that we are facing these days. It is our utmost privilege to have with us as our guest of honor, Shri B.K. Mishra, convener CSR Forum, Orissa. Shri Mishra has had an enigmatic journey with the CSR Forum, Orissa. He has led, organized various CSR projects and initiatives, pushing the state towards achievement of such sustainable development goals, transforming the region. I request Sir to enlighten the gathering with his views on CSR and the theme of the conference. Sir.
Respected director of just now, Sri Prasant Hota, my younger brother, the president CSR and Education JSPL, Dr. Naresh Chandra Sahu, professor in charge CSR cell IIT, distinguished invitees, ladies, gentlemen, and my students. It gives me immense pleasure to be with you this morning and be a part of this great event, that is CSR Conclave 2024, the theme being Uniting for Sustainable Impact. As my previous speakers have enough talk about the CSR, I just touch upon few points which I have jotted down regarding inclusive development, inclusive growth, and sustainability. In my view, the CSR is the procedure for assessing an organization's impact on society and evaluating their responsibility. It begins with an assessment of the following aspects of each business, that is customer, supplier, environment, communities, and employees. The most CSR plans ensure that the organization comply with the legislation and their investment also respect the growth and development of the marginalized communities and the environment. How does CSR contribute to sustainable community development? The notion of CSR contribution to community income generating activities denotes corporations' efforts to develop human resources by providing vocational education, skill development training, hunting youth leadership and entrepreneurial talent, and launching professional development and capacity building programs. What is needed today is a better approach to help the poor, an approach that involves partnering with them to innovate and achieve sustainable win-win scenario where the poor is actively engaged and at the same time the company provides product and services to them are profitable. When the poor at the bottom of pyramid are treated as consumer, they can reap the benefits of respect, choice, and self-esteem and have an opportunity to climb out of the poverty trap. Social exclusion, malnutrition, and degradation in quality of education are few major challenges which break the speed of development process. The grassroots level development needs a solid convergence of all stakeholders, including policymakers, government officials, civil society, organizations, academia, and the communities. Second, forging partnership among the government and the non-government agencies hold the key to sustainable development agenda. Development can be accelerated by sensitizing the people and ensuring participation in grassroots planning process. Lastly, the laying emphasis on sectors like health and education. The focus is shifting towards sustainable business principles and technological innovation, leading to cost-effective process and products. Innovation in the industry is manifested across four tenets: people excellence, process excellence, product excellence, and finally cost excellence, leading to overall business excellence. Having succeeded to a great in instilling a culture of efficiency, transparency, faster and smoother last mile delivery of services, our government's main aim is to scale greater heights with better coordination and synergy among various corporate sectors and state government with the motto "No poor will stay in hunger." At the end, I am sure today's event will provide a powerful platform to all stakeholders to work together and make partnership among them for achieving sustainable development goals. Once again, my congratulations to the entire team of CSR Cell for organizing such a wonderful program. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for reminding us about inclusive growth, sustainability, and the requisites at the grassroots level. We have reached the end of the inaugural ceremony. It's time for a 15 minutes tea break, but there is also an announcement. We'll have to gather for the group photograph at the entrance of this lecture hall complex. So please proceed for the group photograph and then for the tea break. Then we'll convene in 15 minutes for the panel discussion. Thank you.
हेलो भाई अरे फोन डायरेक्ट बच्ची डायरेक्ट रीड చేసి तार काम कोनी अरे तांकर देवा पड़ी इटा କିଛି ନାହିଁ ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଜାଗା ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟୋନ୍ ଦରକାର ନାଇଁ ଇଏ କାମ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଘୁମିବା ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗା ଦରକାର ତାଙ୍କୁ ଘୁମିବା ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗା ଦରକାର ଟିକେ ଗାଡ଼ି ଚଲେଇଲା ଘୁମିବ କଣ ଗାଡ଼ି ଚଲେଇଲା ଘୁମିବ କାଲି କୋଉଠି ରାଜକିଣୀ ପଟ୍ଟାମୁଣ୍ଡି ନା କେନ୍ଦ୍ରାପଡ଼ା ସବୁ ଦରକାର
We are here to begin with our panel discussion. First off, I will invite the panelists to please take their seats on the dais. We have with us Mr. Pradeep Kumar Panda, DGM CSR and HR, Indian Oil Corporation, Mr. Dipanjan Biswas, Zonal Head ICICI Bank, Mr. Somiranjan Manglar, Founder of DCure, Mr. Prashant Biswal, Head CSR JSW, Mr. Jyotiranjan Tripathi, Director Shubhadra Charitable Trust, Mr. Samdeep Das, Asha Convener and Founder. I request all the panelists to please come on to the stage. And we also have Dr. Subhankar Pati, who will be moderating the panel discussion. I request the panel members to please come on to the stage.
All panel.
hello
So, Dr. Subhankar.
I request our students to consider the members in the dais. Okay, thank you everyone. So we have 4 panelists. 2 of them will be joining us shortly. They are on the way. So discussion will be on industry and academic perspective on sustainable impact. We have about 1 hour and 15 minutes. So I request the panel members to keep it around 10 minutes or so. So after that we will have an open question Q&A session. So I would request first Mr. Prashant to carry on. Thank you, Dr. Bhavi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Prashant. I head JSW Group CSR and Corporate Relations in Odisha. So I'm glad to be part of this this panel, particularly talking about industries and sustainability. So since I represent the JSW Foundation, which works on the CSR projects of the group, I'll just give you a brief idea on what JSW Group is doing in terms of sustainable development and sustainability. So, for example, we work in around 12 states across the we spent about, in the last financial year, we spent about around 400 CR on different activities. Now, sustainability when it comes to industries, as well as how it reflects on the work, both on the industry side as well as on the CSR side. See, I'll give you a couple of examples. One is, we as a industry body, we are taking a few initiatives where we think that it's a responsibility of JSW as a corporate house, responsible corporate house. One of them is is there some disturbance? Okay, so sorry. So we are working on a couple of things. One, I'll give you an example of what we're trying to do here in Odisha. If you see, we have a huge iron ore mining belt in Odisha. We also have few iron ore mines in Jorabad and Koyla area. Now, that particular area, if you look at the data, it has one of the highest, issues of human-animal conflict, particularly human and elephant conflict. Now, why that conflict is coming? Because of course, because of mining, there are the paths. The elephants move in a particular route or path over hundreds of years. They have that memory. Now, what we noticed about a couple of years ago when I was visiting the Salem field, people asked me for solar street lights. So why do you need street lights? Because you already have lights that are electricity. No, they said no, we need those lights that are far, not bordering villages. But then diving deeper, I could understand how elephants are frequently visiting the habitat. Not only destroying the crops, also damaging houses and sometimes human injuries or fatalities. And as a result, what happens is there are retaliatory attacks on elephants. So whether it is electrocution or bow arrow or poisoning. So I personally started studying into it, researching what is happening. And I was really astonished to see the numbers. And it's all in the public domain. You can check it out. Number of elephant deaths and number of human deaths because of human-animal conflict is one of the highest in Odisha, if you look at all other states. And within Odisha, there are few pockets. A lot of times you will be reading about Dhenkanal elephant pocket. Similarly, Sundargarh and Keonjhar are one of the hotbeds of this country. And within Sundargarh and Keonjhar, Koyla block in Sundargarh and Joda block in Keonjhar, which have highest number of deaths. Again, these are numbers which are published in the public domain. So, we started understanding why this is happening and how this is happening.
And then people said, because of mining, their route is blocked. So they so they do not have a choice but to change their route and move to human habitats. Also due to lack of forest food. The replantation of or reforestation, afforestation when it is happening, normally non-fruit bearing plants are planted. So what happens is, there is no food, so the elephant is forced to move out, looking for food. So we started talking to experts, and we partnered with an organization which is an expert in this field, and initiated a project. Again, we knew it is an experiment; it may succeed or fail, but as a responsible corporate and being part of the problem, because we are into mining and we are also part of the problem. Now, mining cannot be stopped; it's our bread and butter. We get about 82% of our non-tax revenue from mining as a state. Right? So, how do you create a solution to a problem that you are also part of? Right? That's where industry comes in. Now, we started a project where there are multiple initiatives. One is tech. How tech comes in, early warning system, tracking, using thermal cameras, thermal drone cameras. How do you track the movement of elephants in collaboration with the forest department? Then comes the human part of it. There is a wonderful initiative by the state forest department called Burgess Sati, Friends of Elephants. These are village volunteers who are basically informers to the forest department. They work as a bridge between the community and villages and the government and forest department. So we kind of train them, help them with tools like torchlights, etc. Third is working with the young generations, the students. How, whether through competitions, drawing competitions, painting competitions, essay competitions, etc. How do you inculcate this idea that wild is not our enemy, elephant is not our enemy? At the same time, training the communities, how do you prevent elephant attack, or how do you chase the elephant away without harming it physically or mentally? Because people may use different tricks to chase the elephant away, and sometimes it annoys and irritates the elephant, and it kind of makes more destruction than otherwise. So there are technology which are trip alarms, early warning systems, sensor-based alarm systems, as I said, drone-based tracking, etc. At the same time, human intelligence, as well as how do you train people. And the other two key things that we have worked on. One is alternative livelihood. There's a lot of people have also left cultivating paddy. The paddy attracts elephant. So how do you ensure that there are alternative livelihood or alternative crops which doesn't attract the elephant? At the same time, there are tribal communities who make handia. Right? And when handia or bahuri is stored in a kacha house, the smell attracts the elephant. Elephant comes, takes the wall, doesn't matter if somebody is sleeping on the next side, and drinks it and moves out. Right? So all these aspects we took into consideration. We developed a grain storage box, a handia storage box to be precise, where the smell doesn't come out. Paddy storage box, using locally available material, and then also create a quick relief package where compensation from the government takes time. How do you give them quick relief package? So this is some example I'm giving where industry is part of a problem, also becomes part of the solution as a responsible corporate or responsible corporate body, and works on something which is necessary towards sustainability. The second example I'll give, just taking a couple of more minutes, is mangroves. Now, mangroves, all of us know, is a very important part of our entire ecosystem. Odisha is fortunate to have a very big mangrove forest in Vitarkarika. Now, we as an organization, not in Odisha, but we have worked in the Maharashtra coast to recreate hundreds of acres of mangrove forest. And it has happened in collaboration with the local communities. And mangroves, if you know, has the highest amount of, capacity to control greenhouse gases. So being part of the initiative towards net zero. So we are continuously working on that, and we are also trying to kind of replicate a similar project in Odisha, where this is something we want to be part of. Again, just a couple of more things before I hand over the mic is we consciously include renewable energy as part of our initiatives, community initiatives, with the industry initiatives. We as a group, we have recently entered into big time into green energy. JSW has acquired a solar energy plant, is building renewable energy capacity, and very recently we also have entered the EV space, electric vehicle space, where Odisha is the state where JSW has announced a 40,000 crore investment. There will be one of the world's largest gigafactory in building batteries for EVs as well as EV electric vehicles right here near Cuttack. So as a corporate, I think it's everybody is now able to see economic value from sustainable initiatives. It's not just being responsible, but it's also profitable to be sustainable. So as a group, we believe in it. We are working towards it, towards the net zero target that the government of India has set, and we will continue to take such initiatives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vishwa. Actually, as a technologist working in the area of batteries, we are very much excited that JSW has put so much of money in research and going up pushing the renewable energy. And talking about technology as well, recently I heard a news that solar fence that put up in Chandaka to drive, keep the elephants out of the way. So yeah, that's a pretty exciting thing that's going on. So I now request Mr. Sambit Das, convener and founder of ACASA, to speak a few words on sustainability and academia and industry perspective.
Namaskar. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity and thank you for the wonderful initiation on this subject. Myself, Sambit Das. Before I started ACASA, I was a technologist by myself. That's what I would like to call myself. I was working for Cognizant Technology Solutions in US. I was chief architect there. And there was a point that I came to where I realized the education that we're providing to the children perhaps is not heading the society towards a sustainable growth, sustainable development. There is tremendous emphasis, there is tremendous talk going on around, there is effort being put in, but is that enough? And while we are working, bigger organizations are working at the macro level, there is also need for us to work at the micro level. The people with the right head, heart and hand, I don't know who it is, I'm self-qualified, but I may not be the one. But I decided to come to the ground and work in the tribal community and then rural slums. And that's what ACASA works for, to create a good human being. Right? And that's the education goal that we have. And when we talk about good human being, we talk about having building somebody from the grassroots tribal community, a kid who is having a good heart, good mind, and good hands, skillful, empathetic, and capable. Yeah. All three are equally needed. The amount of time that goes in solving mathematics puzzle, right, or a physics, chemistry, or English grammar, I think same amount of time needs to be given to develop empathy. There is no other goal. And when I came back, I realized uh, there are organizations and people working in silos. Somebody is giving food to children, somebody is giving clothes, somebody is giving something else, right? Education. But they are all working in different populations. So what is needed is complementing factors of well-being. All the different organizations need to come together and work on a safe population. Then only holistic development, holistic growth, or sustainable growth could be ensured. If we work all in silos, our energies goes in vain. Right? I have been to, after quitting my job in 2017, I went in solo trip to a lot of tribal places across India by myself, not knowing where I'm heading, on trucks, bus, and by walk, and in the river, forest and all that. I realized there are hectares of land where drip irrigation pipeline have been put in, but there is no water tank. There is, to stop open defecation, there is tremendous effort that has been put in, there are toilets, but there is no water. And the person living in that forest has only one room which is concrete. So they choose to keep their crop in that place, in the toilet, what we call toilet. They never use it for that, right? They keep it there. So I think somewhere we need to come together, like I said, and also ensure there is holistic aspects that are looked upon before defining a solution. Because yes, there is, like I said, from General, I think, Mr. Hota, right? Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I got a little fever, so bear with me. Yeah, Mr. Hota described beautifully. I was actually mesmerized by his speech and the way he spoke about taking care of the maid and their children and right, from many other aspects. So I think all of us need to come together. I think this Conclave is a good testimony. I think this is where we need to probably start, right? Take action, define it, like 17 Sustainable Growth, Development Growth Plan has been defined. We need to define that for the state. We need to define for each district. Each district needs to have its goal, and we need to make it measurable, right? But I was just discussing outside, how do we measure empathy? How do we measure how much my mother loves me? How much I love my mother back? Right? How much I love my community? So it's not there. And I'm taking an attempt, but trust me, I don't know. Right? Many of us need to come together, try to define it, because when somebody gives CSR contribution, they also look at, are we working really? Right? And they need to be able to measure our progress, our growth. I don't know how to give that answer. Right? I think those are some of the areas where we need to work, because we have spent enough time defining growth in terms of financial models, right? How much money we are able to raise versus how much profit we are able to make, and what is the quality of profit, what is the quality of revenue, but how much have we spent, how much time have we spent in terms of defining the quality of human being. I think I invite all of you to come together and work in that area. With that, I would like to conclude and pass it on. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Das. It's certainly a very difficult question, putting a KPI on the quality of life. So yeah, I'm sure many students will take a give a deep thought on this, and let's move on to the next speaker, Mr. Jyotiranjan Tripathi, Director, Subhadra Charitable Trust.
arrangement of such type of conclave is also another CSR. Because we all are coming into one platform and we are discussing and we have many ideas. And I didn't have any ideas actually, which Dr. Hota was saying, many good, I mean, we need to think of all this. But about me, myself, Jyotiraj Tripathi, I am a grad from IIT Bhubaneswar, mechanical engineering. But before that, actually, you also know what CSR is in my perspective. When I was in class 5, my father was used to sell a cow and take out washer and I did. The person who was washing our clothes in village area, you know, somebody will take clothes and will hand over the So immediately I came to know our white cow who was completely, we all were counting. In the evening the cow was not there. So I was asked my mother, where is our cow? So my mother told me, your father has sold it. So what exactly requirement was, I really inspired with my father ideology. He took all the money with that washerman because there was an intense time problem with our washerman. That exactly Dr. Hota was pointing how much we are really concerned about. So I think from that day I was inspired my father's ideology that I should go through. So the next day again an amazing thing has happened. When I saw my father was in the floor and the washerman is on the bed, and after taking the food, in government hospital usually they will take food for the patient, they will not give the attendant food and all. My father was used to take food after this patient take food, whatever remaining food are there. So it really inspired me a lot. And I struggled hard in this, but as far as my now journey to consider, so as a vulnerable guy, so I faced many lot of difficulties through English and Odia. So may not be my English, may not be that good, but when I just going through plus 2 science, I was preparing for the examination. So I was a wrong idea, perhaps if I get this entrance examination, I will be into the Kotak because there was a IIT. So when I cleared IIT, at that time my year, only 8 members from the Odisha has cleared the IIT exam. I am saying all these contexts I will come into. Then people thought he will go and he will study at Link Road. IIT. So my mother told me, how will stay, there is no money, what will do. You would imagine though, I thought no. During my preparation, I mean in the class 12 and all, there was so many struggle, and which really inspired me, which has given me a lot of energy to think about the society. I was thinking of how to earn money and how to bring a book and all. So then I was thinking, what is that? I mean, remedy that I can take care of. So I took the tuition, home tuition. Because everybody is asking, being an IIT engineer, why you are into the education. I say, honestly, I am telling, I am a teacher. Teaching taught me to live and I live for you. In the end of my life, if somebody will ask you what is the last wish, I used to tell, can I clear the doubt of the student, then I will die. That is the last wish of mine. So, one thing is really today I am also thinking of what I am really becoming emotional. There was a first floor and ground floor. I was completely doing tuition. After that, actually I take money from tuition and I am just thinking of how to go through. I will go for IIT, I can do. So From the day I got the salary, you won't imagine, the day I got salary, I mean tuition fees, 300 or 400 rupees. From first floor to ground floor, I see that 400 rupees 4 times or 3 times, because that 400 rupees will drive me throughout the month for the food and all this to prepare for that education life. It's a fact actually I should not tell. When I into IIT, I thought of again how can I manage this? Again I searched professor, any professor team is there, then I can teach them and all. So especially actually I saw the people who are really working hard for the education are not into the right direction where we are heading. So after passing, then I joined the corporate. I saw that many of my friends, they all are IITians. So if I lose this place, I mean if I miss this place, there will be no impact on the company. But there will be much more impact on my state. Then immediately I decided and I left this. Then I come to Odisha. Then I into very interior part of the Odisha. And my mission was only to aware the people about the education. And you all will be happy to know. I am really proud to say I am the only guy from Odisha who have sent 2,000 IITians from Odisha to the IIT. And I proudly say this because just actually I felt exactly what type of education was there. Still, Odisha is lacking, out of 4 crore people, at least 400 should get into good elite institute. But if you analyze properly, 80 students or 50 students are not into this format. You will see the ground level reality and all. Then sometimes I was into the charity. I was become emotional. No, I will do whatever this amount of money, what I will do, I will give to the society. Then I am into acid attack people. The people who have really acid attacks, so I worked hard on it. How to give a hope to the acid attack. So I worked hard on it. And I'm always inspired of doing all this health charity and all. So but after doing all these, I have seen, after doing many health charities, that people are not surviving. Then what to do actually? Then I went to then see, it's a very important thing. I thought IIT is the option, that people are choosing after 10th class or something. Or people mold them from class 1 or class 2 or from LKG. IIT is not a boundary for them. They can think of the economics, sociology, law and all, because the society needs everyone. Then I approached the Honorable CM, then he just give me a center of excess land and all. Fortunately, God has been very kind. So they have given a land, and I started a Kohini International School nearby. And again that magical story is what, government has a right to education act. You have to take 25% to the students, and you have to claim the amount of that to the government. But in my school, actually, I have written, I have instructed strictly that we will not pay that money to the government. Rather, we will do more, we will take more students from this RT Act, so that area, as you know, that Japni areas and all, it is again, it's not that aware of education and people are thinking of. So, people are also really astonished in this area, is real education is possible. So people again heading towards Bhubaneswar and all. I'm trying hard. But one magical thing actually I'm trying to tell, I'm really proud to tell you, that in 2022, it's a very auspicious moment where Sambit Bhai was a part of it. We all are academicians completely worried about this is a generation gap, that after 2-year COVID, how can you bring a small change in the lives of people who are really deprived of the education and all? And you won't believe God has been so kind. The government of, I have given a proposal to Niti Aayog. I have given a proposal to government of Odisha. Then Odisha is the only one state in India who have taken massively this state. We catered around 15 district, 25 lakh students. We prepared a very simple booklet. You imagine the student who has lost class 1, who have never been to school in class 1, in class 2, in class 3 we faced, if you tell them dhadi rate here over, you start in straight line, they don't know what is dhadi and all. They don't know what is the letters and all. So they don't know exactly, and the teacher, they don't know what they don't know. That is again magical thing. What to do? So we prepared with a massive, 100 people from SCRT and all we have taken care of. Then we have done a very simple book so that will really minimize the gap between class 1 and class 3. Then we have tried, I have intentionally taken the area like Malkanagiri, Koraput, Nuapada, Sonpur, and we catered 25 lakhs students. We have distributed 25 lakhs books and all. And we have mentored at least trained 4,000 teachers on this. We have 4,000 volunteers, teacher volunteers, to monitor exactly how the program is going on. So that has given a very good impact. And what is the result of that impact? That result impact is what Odisha has selected me for the Prime Minister Award. Again, that is a CSR. I think Odisha government people have inspired me. Why don't you go? Let's move. Let's take it forward and all. So this was not in my ideology that to take hours and all these to for this. So it was my mission, it was my vision, and yes, I am really crazy to do all this. So today again, you will be happy. The Sundargarh students, just I am talking about 15 days back. Actually, many people are there in this station. They are migrant workers. They are supposed to leave the Odisha for the work. There's human trafficking, you can say that word. So one guy was there. His name is Babul Singh. So the total community was there and a small guy was there. He was in class 7. So I told them what he will do with you. I was in railway station, Badmal railway station. So what he will do with you? And he will just cook the food and will work. When we will work, he will cook food for us. Then I asked to that guy, Babul Singh, still he is with me. So Babul Singh, just talking about who is greater, x is greater or x square is greater. I was just asking, exactly I was keen to take that guy from there and to teach him and at least to provide some education, quality education. I cannot say, I think at least some education. So you won't imagine that guy is such a brilliant guy, and you take the name today, after 3 years, you will see he is the only younger one in Odisha who can clear the IIT in class 10. Such a wonderful guy. Then from that action, that inspired me so much, then I started again a movement that is to create the awareness among the students. And I won't believe if this thing is going to happen. So I announced a test to make it in a block level, panchayat level and all this awareness test, that is so-called non-routine test. It's not about that subject. Just like why manhole is just like not square, it's a round or something you can say. So 1,14,000 till date, 1,14,000 students have already registered. And what is the benefits of this? We are going to train them in the block level, district level and the state level, at least to create awareness among the students. There are many exams, even if people doesn't know, there are many exams where you should not give the entrance, so-called rat race and all, but you can enter into the elite institutes. People are not aware. So that's just missing from class 6 and class 7 and all. So if I conclude that our mission is completely to aware people, and if you aware the people in proper way, then automatic sustainable things will come up. I think down the line it will think up. So basically we are working on the education, and I'm really crazy to work further. Even though CSR fund is coming, not funding, that will not bother, because I've seen the book of Vivekananda, you spend and he will send. You just spend, you spend for the right cause, he will send. Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Naresh sir. And thank you, Professor. And thank you for your development, what initiative you have taken. Thank you, Samvit Rai, to be a part of this learning recovery program. I'm really crazy to attend again. Such type of things will happen, and only because of you guys, this is.
You have been part of our family.
So it's okay. So thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Tripathi. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. And we are happy that Subhadra Charitable Trust is doing such wonderful work at the grassroots level. Next speaker is Soumya Mangaraj from BQR. They are working on last mile medical services.
Thank you, Pati sir, and also thank you, Naresh Bhai. From these people, so we are getting more inspired to do this type of works in rural healthcare basically. Also, good afternoon to all audiences and dignitaries. So basically, I am Soumya Mangaraj and I am the founder of BQR. And BQR is a rural healthcare startup. We have started it in 2022 April. We have started our operation in Kendrapara district. Before going to my topic, then I want to tell you how we entered to the rural healthcare. How we are interested to the this type of social enterprise. When I was studying in PQT in 2015, I was doing BTech. So from that time, from my family, I was inspired from my mother and father to how to give service to the people. When after the BTech, I was joined in the IT company and I worked for 7 to 8 years. When I was working, so my mother was telling whatever amount you are getting your salary, so you spend for some people in our village. At that time, so actually at that time I was spending 2 to 3,000 per month from my salary every month. So after COVID, I think actually I had a younger brother. He was in IT also. So we two brother think. So as we are a technology guys, we two brothers, we think how we reach to the rural people through using our technology. So we thought for healthcare. So healthcare means rural. You, as per WHO report, 75% of the populations are living in rural healthcare. 27% of healthcare facilities, basically your primary healthcare facilities, basically doctors, nurse, paramedics, your pharmacy, lab tests are available in rural. 75% of people are living, but 27% of paramedics, your healthcare professionals are available. But in tier 1, tier 2 cities, that is happening. 75% of healthcare professionals are available. Your doctor, your nurse, your hospitals, your ambulance, everything is available. Where 27% of populations are living. So we at that time we think we will go to the rural area. We will do a startup. Okay. So at that time, startup was the new thing for us. It was very difficult at that time. How we make a company or startup? It should be social enterprise. Without to profit, how we will manage the organization? So we take an advice from a Hyderabad-based CFO, USJ head CFO, and we discussed with them how we will implement this project in rural healthcare with less margin. So our aim was to facilitate the healthcare services through accessibility, affordability, and the healthcare awareness, basically primary healthcare as well as critical healthcare, chronic diseases, and the quality of healthcare services. And that CFO told you can make a startup, it will be social enterprise, and it will be work on less margin. Only operating we will work on operating margins. We will not take single money from the startup. Any directors, any founders, any co-founders. Only it will be social enterprise. So from our own money, myself and my younger brother and one of my elder brother, he was also IT. He was also helped us a lot in financial first. When we started, we have no money. So from our own money, we have started the startup. Then we go for fundraising. So we face lots of issues. What are the issues we face? Some investors are telling, why will you invest? It is a social enterprise. We will not get a return in our money. So also we are also facing some problem in funding. So as it is social enterprise, what we are doing actually in healthcare. So basically we are making healthcare accessibility and affordable and awareness and quality healthcare services in rural. So how we are doing healthcare accessible to the people? Basically we are doing it last mile doorstep project. In last mile doorstep project, what we are doing? So we are hiring the paramedics. We are sending the paramedics to the last mile. In right now we are working in one district. So we are sending the paramedics to the last mile doorstep of individuals. What we are doing? So basically we are providing a tablet to the paramedics, non-prescribed medicines like your paracetamol, your antibiotics, your prebiotics, probiotics, what are the non-prescribed medicines. Then other lab test. Lab test is a bigger issue in rural because in rural they don't get access to the NABL certified labs. That is a big issue. So in rural what is happening? People are coming for diabetic test. So in traditional method they are doing the testings. It is around cost 80 rupees. But these test reports we saw to the doctors from super specialist doctor to Kata Bhubaneswar. One of the endocrinologists in Bhubaneswar is working in the Keynote hospital. He told the whatever the reports coming from the rural area, it is wrong reports and diabetes cannot be cured. Because if a person having diabetic chronic disease, he will test in a normal laboratory and an NABL laboratory, there is a huge difference is coming. If you will do test in remote area like Kendrapada, if your fasting blood sugar is actual fasting blood sugar is 150, if you will do test there, your fasting blood sugar will come within 100. Because they are what they are doing actually, they are not implementing proper machine, so they are manipulating the reports, taking the your history. If you go to the blood collection center laboratory, they will ask you, so your past history, when you have diabetes, how much medicine, what are the medicines you are taking. According to that, they are manipulating their reports. We got the issues. So to avoid these issues, so we send the paramedics to the last mile doorstep. With the sample collects, we are providing them all the necessary kit or instrument for the sample collection. Immediately they will collect the sample from their home. And also for critical diseases or chronic diseases, if you think in every household we have diabetic patients. My father is diabetic, my mother is diabetic, everyone suffering from diabetes. Diabetes resulting the heart disease. If you have diabetes, you will not control the diabetic, it will give heart disease. It will stroke, brain stroke. If you have cholesterol, if your cholesterol level will be high, your brain, you will be get the brain stroke. If you will have the diabetes high, your kidney will be your urea creatinine will be more. So to avoiding these issues, we are providing the last mile doorstep and teleconsultation. We are right now we are empaneled with the around 15 to 20 endocrinology doctors from Cuttack, Bhubaneswar, Conclave. These doctors are consulting the patients with free of cost. We are committing them. We are doing the social enterprise, so patient cannot give that amount of money you are charging, like 500 rupees, 600 rupees. It will be a social enterprise. You will give a free time. So patients will available at your free time slot. We will give the slot. This doctor is available in this time, so that patient will be come to that time, and the doctor will take the consultation. So what are the benefits of getting the patients in the rural from us? So actually our aim was to reduce the total healthcare expense of a household, to reduce 30 to 40%. So how we know the margins in healthcare? When we started the startup, we know the margins in lab test, how much margin a lab is getting, how in medicines, how much a medicine store is getting the profit, in everything, in your radiology tests, lots of margins are there. So we thought,
So can we just we are running short of time. Can you just
sure.
wind up?
So our aim is to reduce the healthcare cost, 30 to 40% of individual, and only operate in less margin, only operating margins. And also we are providing critical care services free of cost. We are giving the awareness to the rural people regarding the Biju Swasthya Card Yojana. Though no one know about the PSY, how much limits have there, 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs not been card, or Ayushman Bharat Yojana not entered to the Odisha right now, but they don't know about the PSY and they have been card. So we are giving the awareness to them regarding the insurance, and we are giving a free medical tourism from pick up from ambulance and from admission and insurance process and discharge and everything we are doing free of cost. Only we are charging in medicines and laboratory tests. In medicines we are giving 20% discount in rural. Only we are keeping 5% for operating margin. On lab test we are giving 40% discount. Only we are keeping 10% from operating margin.
So wind up and we will move on to the discussion.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Soumya. It's a really pleasure, to have panelists from all across. You have a big industry giant and doing at individual capacity and someone doing at a startup level. Right? Being a moderator of this panel is really challenging. Reason is I feel insignificant now among them. What am I doing with my life? These people have done so much. Anyway, but now we move on to any questions we have. Can have 3 or 4 questions. Then we will ask our panel. You can please tell your name and tell which panel member you want to answer. Then we can everyone can check it.
Hello everyone, I am Rakesh Rai, Research Scholar IIT Bhubaneswar from the School of Humanities and Social Sciences. So thank you everyone for your experience you have shared here. I have no question. I love you. To know that as you are all working on environment, education and health. So I am curious about that. Government of India is working more on digital medicine. My question to all of you, because we are working on environment, education and health at the grassroots level. So my question, not a question, but curious about that.
Doctors are consulting the patients with free of cost. We are committing them. We are doing the social enterprise, so patient cannot give that amount of money you are charging, like 500 rupees, 600 rupees. It will be a social enterprise. You will give a free time, so patients will available at your free time slot. We will give the slot. This doctor is available in this time, so that patient will be come to that time, and the doctor will take the consultation. So what are the benefits are getting the patients in the rural from us? So actually our aim was to reduce the total healthcare expense of a household to reduce 30 to 40%. So how we know the margins in healthcare? When we started the startup, we know the margins in lab test of how much margin a lab is getting, how in medicines, how much a medicine store is getting the profit. In everything, in your radiology tests, lots of margins are there. So we thought.
So can we just we are running short of time. Can you just
Sure.
wind up?
So our aim is to reduce the healthcare cost 30 to 40% of individual and only operate in less margin, only operating margins. And also we are providing critical care services free of cost. We are giving the awareness to the rural people regarding the Biju Swasthya Card Yojana. Though no one know about the PSY, how much limits have there, 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs Navin card or Ayushman Bharat Yojana not entered to the Odisha right now, but they don't know about the PSY and the Navin card. So we are giving the awareness to them regarding the insurance, and we are giving a free medical tourism from pickup from ambulance and from admission and insurance process and discharge and everything we are doing free of cost. Only we are charging in medicines and laboratory tests. In medicines we are giving 20% discount in rural. Only we are keeping 5% for operating margin. On lab test we are giving 40% discount. Only we are keeping 10% from operating margin.
So wind up and we will move on to the discussion.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Soumya. It's a really pleasure, to have panelists from all across. You have a big industry giant and people doing at individual capacity and someone doing at a startup level. Being a moderator of this panel is really challenging. Reason is I feel insignificant now. What am I doing with my life? These people have done so much. Anyway, but now we move on to any questions we have. Can have 3 or 4 questions. Then we will ask.
Where people about the national education, because government is very serious about the national education policy, which is really beneficial for the students, parents community, as also teacher community, to empower the teacher community. And as far as your question about digitalization, as you know, the mobile is always in the class 3, class 4. If Papa will come to home, first what I bring from Papa, that is, if Papa will give your mobile. So people have lot of access to this digitalization. I hope if we all will come together, will gather ideas and all, how we will impact positively on this issue, because this is a very negative issues are also impact. So recently a student came up, a parent came up to he told, no, my word is always in movies and all, Facebook and chat. So I told him, why you are worried about if he is going through Facebook? It's good. Actually, people should understand the priority of the Facebook, not exactly what the facilities Facebook is giving. The priorities of the Facebook, people talk about Facebook. I have seen many good experiments of that scientist who is from US. He is giving all these demonstration and all good about physics and all. So that is a big advantage for the Facebook, I can say. So we need to counsel our children, we need to counsel our colleagues and the societies and all. What is the need of the hour, what's the priority that actually digitalization, the positive impact we should have. And at the same time, I think you can better answer on the health.
So your question was the accessibility. So if I will tell you what is accessibility, you will tell it should be mobile app. Okay. So if you have only mobile app, so from your village, anyone can consult to a doctor. Anyone can consult. If you only have mobile app, you have the access. You have the access, doctor access. You can consult. Only, yes, only that means It is similar to Bhaskar. It is similar to Bhaskar. If you are unable to measure your BP, if you are unable to measure your temperature, if you are unable to measure your pulse oximeter, your respiratory rate, everything, if you are unable to measure, so how you will consult with the doctor? The only doctor will talk with you in voice call. Yeah, you have the problems. You will take the medicine and take the medicine. You will prescribe the antibiotics. You will prescribe the painkillers, anything. So I believe without physical presence, the accessibility is impossible. Only if you will go to 10 standard students, 10, 11, those are starting. If you will ask to develop a mobile app, they can develop. There is no hurdles to develop a mobile app, your Android app or iOS app. But it should be physical presence with your digital presence. Only digital presence cannot solve your problem.
I'm not telling that digitalization means without physical, without physical. I'm telling that there are some insurance schemes. There are many schemes that government is providing, but they are aware about that. So in the health sector, they should be aware about that. I'm talking about that. How the digitalization will help them to be aware about the health facilities that government are providing.
Yes, you should do the awareness at the village level.
Yes, I do never get this answer. I'm asking that, are you, as you are working on health sector?
Yeah, that's what he said. Hello, Vikas. Madam.
Good afternoon. I'm Faculty of Commerce from the Middle Autonomous Policy. My question to General Group, ST Office of General Group. I want to know that in present days, this is the time of the climate change when it is approaching. So I think corporate environmental responsibility has taken bigger place than corporate social responsibility. How your company is taking care of corporate environmental responsibility? Just I want to know, please.
Thank you. It's a very good question. Not many people actually are aware that something like CER exists. I'll talk about two aspects of CER, corporate environmental responsibility. So one is CER is still not very well defined in India. It's still vague. I'm telling you this from my own experience because I recently worked on an extensive CER program for one of our upcoming steel plant. So CER is not mandatory. It depends on that particular environment clearance something. Second, CER includes everything, not necessarily only environment as of today. So this is on the regular or the policy side. So CER you can do, you can build a temple. Under CER you can develop roads. You can do whatever you want, right? As far as it is within that 10-kilometer radius of your plant. So I think as a country, we need to look at CER more from the environmental side because a lot of projects do affect the environment adversely. On the coming to your question on what we are doing, what we are trying to do on CER. So of course all the plants that we have or the business units we have as environmental team, which looks at regulatory compliances, whether it is pollution, whether it is dust pollution or air pollution, whether it is maintaining, complying to the regulatory norms of environment, in ministry, etc. Apart from that, there is a conscious decision that the JSW Group has taken to significantly reduce carbon offset per ton of steel it produces. So recently, Honorable Chief Minister, laid the foundation stone for one of the largest integrated steel plant to be built by JSW in Paradip. So that is going to be precisely a green steel plant. When we say green steel plant, we are significantly reducing the per ton carbon offset, carbon emission per ton steel produced. Whether it using green hydrogen, whether using electricity, electric furnace instead of coal-fired furnace, all those aspects are being taken up very seriously because it's not only from an environmental point of view. As I said, it also makes economic sense for a company like us or any such company. So steel industry naturally is one of the highest emitting industry. There is no question about it. But the entire industry has started moving towards green steel. Whether you talk about even the byproducts like steel, you have cement coming as a byproduct of steel plants. So entire industry is moving towards. It's not only we. That's on the industrial side. There is another aspect where we look at the local environment, right? Local environment, whether, for example, the plant that we are working on now coming up on the Paradip coast now. How do you ensure that you also protect the seashore while you are building a plant, right? That shore is vulnerable to cyclones. Let's say 99 super cyclone happened in that same area. So when you are working on that, that's why the mangrove forest comes. That's why involving local communities come. So yes, I know there are a lot of things happening, but as my experience goes, I would say I think as the CER policy needs to be a little more clear and well defined. Question?
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, present over all of you. So, introducing myself, I, Adyasha Mahapatra, as from a school of law, JPL Institute Management, Bhubaneswar. So, my question is to Mr. Jyotiranjan Tripathi, sir. So that, अभी जो हमने बोला कि आप एजुकेशन सेक्टर में अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करें, इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं. So my question is that central government and the state government, they all are providing some scholarship schemes to the students. Like JSW also, they are मतलब higher education के लिए उन्होंने बहुत सारे schemes ऐसे दे रहे हैं. But sir, the main problem is कि वो जो schemes available है, वो कितने ground level तक students के पास पहुँच रहे हैं. या फिर जो schemes के लिए वो opt कर रहे हैं, बैंकिंग सेक्टर क्या मतलब उतने तक दे नहीं रहे क्योंकि उनका पेरेंट्स का सिविल स्कोर देखा जा रहा है एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. बट आई थिंक इसकी अगर एक स्टूडेंट हायर स्टडीज के लिए कर रहा है उसके लिए उसका पेरेंट्स का सिविल स्कोर देखना जरूरी नहीं है. दैट इज द मेन क्वेश्चन. तो हाउ वी कैन क्रिएट अवेयरनेस अमंग दो स्टूडेंट्स और वो लोग कितने दूर तक वो चीज को ऑप्ट कर सकते हैं.
Thank you. That is very important question that actually we are also working on it. You know that whatever the money is coming to the education and all the social responsibility and all we are talking about, Government of India, if we talk about Department of Science and Technology and other Department of Atomic Energy, they are putting all the money on the HBCSE, Homi Bhabha Center for Science and Education. So they are doing research on art. So people were just talking about why Maharashtra is ahead of all these. The people are working on this tribal belt or the tribal society of the Maharashtra. Tremendous. They have developed a tribal society in a different way. Only because that whatever the scholarship is available, whatever the exam, because you can't say you go and just distribute the scholarship in the village. So because the scholarship is limited, you have to give to the limited students and all. So this is the process that you have to screen the students. And if we go for the screening and all, so we do have some system. So Department of Atomic Energy and Department of Science and Technology, they have given a risk to Homi Bhabha Center for Science and Education. So what they are usually do, they are going to village, they are doing science outreach, they are showing so many awareness. But it is confined, very unfortunate, it's confined within the Maharashtra. If we talk about the institute, like how many of you know that CMI is an institute? Chennai Mathematical Institute is one of the top institute if we talk about maths and computer science and maths and computing. Like IIT is one of the best institute. But you know, this time only 29 students from Odisha have appeared for this institute. And this institute, the specialty of this institute is what? Completely free education. People go for a scholarship or something. So earlier too, I mean, if you go before 2 years or something, there was a exam like KVPY, Kishore Vaigyanik Proshahan Yojana. So if we talk about that, so there also there was exam, there will be written, there will be viva, and there will be scholarship and all. But if we talk about the only Bhubaneswar and Cuttack students or some periphery of the Raurkela or something, they are aware of this exam. If we talk about the Jharsuguda, Belpad and all these Khaprakol and Balangir district, they don't know even what is the exam going on. Similarly, I am talking about that IJSO, that is Indian Junior Science Olympiad. It's such a good examination, you know, from class 6 the students is eligible to appear. If you will go through IJSO, if you are winning some medal for the IJSO, if you are doing good in IJSO, even if in the IAS and all these the different institutes that we free entry, even in Niger and all these, that free entry. Today also the same thing is going on. If we talk about, if you clear the Indian National Math Olympiad, if regional math Olympiad and all, so again you will enter. But that is another form of scholarships. Elite institute will not directly give you the money. They will provide you such a platform, you will be enhance your academics and all this. And there is another very important everybody should know, we are missing. And from 6th onwards, we are just putting the people in a coaching or something, you know, that the orthodox type of these people are just competition and all. But in spite of doing all these, you know, the result is coming in this way that very less percentage people are getting selected in elite institute. But again, there another aspect is what, if you prepare, if you aware the people for this Homi Bhabha Center for Science and they are doing the science Olympiads, they are doing mathematics Olympiad, they are doing the economics, cyber Olympiad, physics, biochemistry, economics, everything they are doing. And if a student is going to clear that Olympiad, they will enter into MIT-like institute. And I am the proof, I mean, I am the eyewitness for it. One of guy, if you can Google today, Jeet Mahapatra, is one guy from Odisha, who had made the silver medal for the mathematics Olympiad in Bhubaneswar. So direct enter, he is doing his computer science in MIT. You imagine if you go MIT institute like for computer science and for the grad course, the amount of money we are going to spend, but he is doing free of cost. It's not about only the scholarship and how much amount we are giving, that is also another awareness that actually any type of examination or any type of things that it will appear for that in any form scholarship is going to avail. That is another very important aspect that we need to discuss. So I think actually we are working on that only, that people will come to the state level and this time actually whatever initiative actually I have taken this time. So this Odisha student, whatever the Odisha student, very I have limited to 500 or 300 students. So 500 students will fight with the Madhya Pradesh student. As out of 500 students from Odisha, again 500 students from Madhya Pradesh, then 1000 students, out of 1000 we will select 250 students, we will train them in Mumbai, TIFI. So we will train them in Mumbai SBCC and we will show them exactly in the Bhaskaracharya Pratishthan. So we have in the reach exactly what is the importance and all. So the scholarship is many forms is available. It's not about only that actually we are giving money. Thank you.
So probably we have one last question.
And a brief, very precise.
Please keep it brief. Answer also brief.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Pradyut Mishra from School of Rural Management, Research Scholar, Exide University. I have two questions to Prasad, sir. As ma'am on asked one question. I want to ask, sir, the JSW has any SDG, focusing on SDGs 7 and 13, aligning with the CSR programs, especially focusing on the tribal area? And second question is, sir, if any initiatives for smart villages,
So yes, SDG, there are multiple SDGs that we spoke about. I can share that with you offline where there are multiple SDGs we are working on. As I said, we are working in 12 different states and multiple geographies. Odisha itself we work with 6 different states. Every area has its own priorities, has its own issues. So we work focus on that. And your second question was smart villages. Now see, you can call it a smart village or give it different term. But end of the day, you have to work on the need of that particular village, right? So I'll give you a very brief examples. In Badville area, a couple of years ago when we started working there, drinking water was the issue. We looked at everything. We did detailed holistic needs assessment to understand what is required. In fact, we have a smart village plan there. But when we took that plan to put it on the village, we said a lot of things already do exist. Few things do exist. Some of the things do not fit into that kind of a geography. So we focused on a couple of things. So drinking water. My entire 65 villages direct impact zone should have sustainable, regular and reliable water supply, drinking water supply, quality drinking water supply. So we looked at solar energy as we came to draw water. So borewells, standalone borewell. Earlier we used to do tanker the water pani में दिया वो tractor उसके it was not washed from the day one. Last 20 years से या 10 years से one. A lot of areas that still keeps happening, right? So said if I cannot drink that water, I cannot give it to somebody else to drink. So we said, okay, all the villages with a minimum number of households of 15 would have a standalone movement with solar power, and that entire system is smart. I have a dashboard where I can see something is running going wrong, how much water is dispensed from borewell 1 or borewell 3 or borewell 5. And how much energy is generated per ton. So that has now solved almost 80-85% of my villages are now water land completely. I don't have to send a drinking water tanker anymore to those villages. Similarly, if I look at geography in Jharsuguda, it has a very different issue. Now it's an industrialized area. चारों तरफ industries है. Now what has happened is most of the men they work in the industries, either workers, laborers, contractors. The issue was with women. Women didn't have anything to do. So we worked on women empowerment, livelihood programs where women a couple of hours they'll work, they'll learn something. So when you say smart village, I personally don't believe in that concept of a smart village. It's a term that you can put anywhere, but it's about identifying that the need of that particular village and addressing it in a sustainable way.
Thank you. Maybe one last question, bonus.
I'm Cecilia Pavel from Oxford University, India. My question: CSR for the economic development along with the sustainability we face, then what factors are affected? And my second question is: as we know that the green products are very costly and expensive, so how it affect the developing country like India?
So is it for any particular panel member? It's
For
everybody.
for everybody, I guess.
Yes, maybe everybody and Sir Prasanna Kumar Gupta sir.
Okay. So maybe like all of us can give 1 minute each, I guess, then we wind up. So let me correct. 1 minute.
So your question is a little broad, so I will try to give a specific answer. CSR, of course, is a law, and you have to spend 2% of your profit, blah blah blah. Right? But when a company enters a particular geography with a plant or with a business initiative, you have to coexist with that community, right? So if that community doesn't prosper, your business will suffer. So you have to ensure and work with the community so that the community prospers, addressing the basic needs first, and then looking at how do you empower them, how do you ensure that economic opportunities are available to them, whether it is business opportunities, whether it is employment opportunities, or whatever it is, right? At the same time, looking at basic health issues, healthcare issues, basic education needs, whether it is policy, whether it is providing them better infrastructure. So you have to work on the holistic development of the community that you are working in. When somebody comes, any business house, any corporate you talk about, they come and set up a unit. It is not for a year or 2 or 5. It is for 50 years, 60 years, 100 years, right? So unless you work consciously and with the community, looking at their overall development, today or tomorrow, your business is going to suffer. So I think Indian industries, Indian business houses have seen that very clearly, and they are now trying to put a lot of money beyond. Some of the industries go beyond just 2%. To ensure that we are trying to do something good, create that goodwill, because goodwill matters. Just touching upon the green product you said, right? Green is expensive. No, green is not expensive. Depends on how you're calculating the cost of green, right? So if you're looking at the life of that product, okay, let's say for example, I'll give the other example of organic and non-organic. Okay. Now you want Odia pila, right? Chuda gaucho, right? Desi chuda, organic chuda, au plus saro podiଥିବା dhano mane right? So आमे जदि पेस्टिसाइड वाला चूड़ा खाଇବା 20 टଙ୍କା केजी मिल गला नाउ सस्ता पड़ला ऑर्गेनिक चूड़ा 60 टଙ୍କା पड़ला महंगा पड़ला किंतु तापरे कोन हो medicine health, right? So depends on how you calculating the cost of the product. So green is not absolutely not expensive. Green is the only option we should all look at.
Yeah, I think I should start with that. Green is not expensive. So we currently teach around 300 students in rural parts of Odisha. Predominantly, they're good. One of the districts where there is no industry, there is no corporate, so there is no one to give CSR fund. It's difficult, but that is to focus, right? And I think I would add that, right? We can do that would be helpful. Second part, when we talk about so I'll tell you okay, I'll tell you the picture, right? Which we are to 5 rice along with that, and not chemicalized, not pesticide, Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. So we ask our students not to bring 5 kg rice as a tuition fee. That's all. Right? We also give our students to come and work in the farm. And along with us, all of us work. Right? So we produce brinjal. We produce whatnot, right? Green leaves. We produce whatever that is required in the garden. And that is what we consume. So going to his point, the cost of healthcare at the later stage is much more difficult and much higher compared to the clinical. So whatever we produce here, we consume in the school. We don't have to purchase from outside, right? Even if the students don't purchase, we do allow the villagers to come in because students can't do everything. So our cost of the vegetable cost that we would have otherwise purchased from the market, we don't have to purchase. Right? So I think we need to make a conscious choice to go towards green food. I would even request all of you to go toward that. Stop packaged food, please. All of us. That's what we need to do.
I'm told that the convener told me that one more question, or else he'll be angry at me. So, one more question. Yeah.
That is the last one.
Last question. So, yeah, last. Yeah, many of us are hungry.
Make it very precise.
You had a good breakfast.
My question is to Soumya, sir. So, as we know that 18% of GST is applicable on medicines. So, how it is possible for you to provide medicine at a subsidized rate? And so, one more question to you.
One question. You can ask afterwards.
Okay. You asked a good question. So about GST in medicines. So there are two types of medicines are available. One is branded medicine. Those top pharma companies are manufacturing. Sun Pharma, your Mankind, other companies. And the other part is the generic medicine. The Dava India, your Janaushadhi in the government. So if you will purchase a branded medicines from top brand companies, you have to pay the GST. It is the rule of governments. So we have no control. So if you want to avail the medicines with your GST or less price, you can avail the generic medicines and available in the Janaushadhi Kendra and your district headquarters hospital, PSC and government hospitals. Yes, capital hospital you will get the
Generic. Yeah, generic.
a generic.
All generic.
All generic.
So that's great. Let's thank the panel members.
Just the one. Yeah, just please begin.
Thank you so much for the very engaging, thought-provoking and insightful panel discussion. Now it's my utmost pleasure and privilege to announce the name of the receiver of the first ever IIT Bhubaneswar CSR Leader Award. She is a professor by profession, but her passion lies in social work. Not just her, the heart of her whole family is given to CSR related activities. It is none other than Dr. Seema Bahinipati ma'am. I request Dr. Naresh Chandra Sahu sir to come to the stage and give away the award. Thank you so much ma'am for your tireless and selfless efforts in organizing and facilitating various CSR initiatives in and around IIT campus.
Hello.
Next, we would like to present our panelists a small token of love and appreciation. I will request Dr. Naresh Chandra Sahu sir to present the cups to the panelists. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. Next, we have a paper presentation by Dr. Shalendra Narayan Ramjoy, Assistant Registrar, IIT Bhubaneswar. The title of the presentation is Effect of Corporate Social Responsibility on Motivational Aspect of Employees.
अरे एथिरे दियो इधर दिया भाई इधर
सर ये पेन ड्राइव की भेजेंगे हमें चेंज कर देते संग से संग से बैठिए अच्छी
CSR presentation
बस सेटा का डायरेक्ट यूट्यूब थी अब स्लाइड किन थो
स्लाइड एटी से इधर हे सेटा को ये कर दो ना थी टच स्क्रीन डाउन कर दो ना
इतने सोलो खोलिए हाँ खोला এটা শিফট কিনতে হবে
कर दो हेलो भाई अब सीट तो सीट
हाइट लगे तो सेवन दे दो
हाँ ठीक है सीट दे दो
सीट दे दो
गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीबॉडी
कॉलर माइक दे
good afternoon everybody from the beginning I have been here and we have been hearing very enthusiastic and very deep aspects of corporate social responsibility by our industry leaders, by academicians. So this is very a small attempt to correlate this corporate social responsibility with the motivational aspect of employees. Next slide. Next slide. So as you can see, corporate social responsibility has been defined as the continuing commitments by a business to contribute to the economic development while improving the quality of life of the workforce and their families as well as the community and society at a large. So I have taken two key words from this. So this definition has been given by World Business Council for Sustainable Development, which is a theme of our today's topic. So continuing commitment by business and quality of work life. And the next definition of motivation also. Motivation is defined as the willingness to exert extra level of efforts towards achieving organizational goals while satisfying individual needs. So while you correlate these two words, continuing commitments has towards business has a relationship with organizational goal of motivation and improving your quality of life and individual needs. So this paper is a small attempt in analyzing the effect of corporate social responsibility on motivational aspect of employees. Now, my friends will be there. They are from management institutes, so they will be all knowing, and others also, those who are from academics also, and industry also. So this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the basic has been taken as a basis for doing this analysis, and a questionnaire has been prepared. Some 20 questions on 4 motivational aspects: basic, social, safety and security, social and esteem needs. And I'll just come to next slides where this result has been tabulated. As you can see briefly, the first is basic need, the second is safety and social needs, and third is social need, and fourth is esteem need. Now, which type of need has got how much type of motivational effect on the employees? Because a motivated employee is an asset to the organization. So we are practicing CSR because of their rule is there, 2% we have to spend all this. But as Dr. Hota initially pointed out, that they are spending 500 crore whereas their mandate is only 175 crore. Why it is happening so? It is happening because they are doing for their own cause, for their own employees. That is what the finding has come from here. Even our director sir, when he was initially speaking, that time also he told that donating a blood benefits society, also it benefits the individual. So this paper analyzes by practicing corporate social responsibility would not only benefit society, it is benefiting society, everybody knows, and we are all discussing about that. But it also benefits its own employees by motivating them. So you can see here the maximum motivational aspect is affecting the esteem factor, social and esteem. I will come to finding. Now this is only finding, another one slide only. So this is social and esteem factor. Now next slide. Which is being summarized here. As you can see, the basic needs, the food, clothes and shelter, the safety need, that is not only the basic needs to be satisfied today, it needs to be satisfied tomorrow, day after tomorrow, always. So we can see from the result that only 31.5 and 38.5 has positive motivational aspect in relation to these two. So that means these are the lower order needs. Generally it is satisfied by money or job security. So it is not affecting that much motivational aspects of the employees. But what the finding has come that the social needs, the social motivational factor and the esteem motivational factor, these two are the highest effect on the when practicing CSR would have highest motivational aspect. I will say thus practicing this last slide. Thus practicing social responsibility would have a high positive motivational effect on employees with respect to social and esteem motivational factors. That means social awareness meetings, health and sanitation, previous awareness campaign, back please. Not thank you, I have not yet come to the close. I will come to thank you, sir. Don't worry. Campaign on environmental sustainability, plantations, cleanliness drives, these are the social awareness. See, to motivate a person, we need to identify at what level he is, and by satisfying the next higher needs, he or she will be motivated. So now these two needs, the social needs, by conducting all these social needs will be satisfied, he will be motivated. And by, as Sarah pointed out, that creating infrastructure, healthcare facilities, then schools, education, then rural water facilities, electrifications. So these will have impact on esteem factor. This is very fourth level need and very few people have that. That is belongingness, power, prestige, recognition. So one should be. So the organization people will feel, yes, I belong to so and so organization which has made 5 schools and 500 or 200 students, they are studying free of cost. like EC is doing, or any other organization that sir is also doing that. So this is very interesting findings, and I have correlated this finding with our talk of our today's dignitaries. I thank you for us. I thank you our director as well as our Professor Naresh Rao sir to giving me the opportunity to present this to this. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, you are giving me less time.
We are hungry. Thank you for
You are also
Thank you so much, sir. Next on, we have Mr. Abhishek Mohanty, Branch Manager, Canara Bank of our campus. He wants to share his views with the audience.
Good afternoon, one and all. I will not take much time because since morning you have been patiently hearing on the topic that is of today's CSR conclave. So, in a brief introduction about me, I am Abhishek Mohanty. I am the branch head of Canara Bank, IIT Bhubaneswar, nearby to this wonderful premises of this lecture hall. So, coming to this topic, when the CSR cell approached our bank for the collaboration, it was natural for us to collaborate on this, and it testaments to the statement of our visionary founder, Sri Animal Subhapa Rai, that a good bank is not only the financial heart of the community but also an obligation to help in every manner to improve the economic condition of the common people. This bank was founded by Sri Subhapa Rai to negate the middleman finances through which the poor people was getting harassed, and this bank was nationalized in 1966 for the sole purpose. So since the inception of this bank, we have been consistently approached and associated with CSR. Based on the CSR, we have Canara Bank Centenary Rural Development Trust, Financially Advisory Trust, through which we have 47 root cities in which we are training in a regular basis the youth of the rural people. The advantage to our bank is we are a pan-India bank and we have 750 rural branches through which we are able to uplift the current rural people of the who are going to be the future generation of this country. Now, lastly, on a brief introduction of the branch, we have been associated with this IIT Bhubaneswar since its inception. While it was behind Swasti Premium, our bank branch has been associated with IIT Bhubaneswar. As the IIT has grown, our branch has grown with it. Our organization HEPA is a collaboration between Ministry of Education and Canara Bank, and we are the lead go-to bank for the Ministry of Education as well. Thus, lastly, and in conclusion, I would like to thank Naresh sir, Ravi Patnaik sir, and all the CSR cell for giving this wonderful opportunity to Canara Bank to get associated with this CSR cell. And most importantly, I would like to thank them all to provide an opportunity for the next generation of the youth and empower them about the responsibility, that is corporate responsibility they are going to have towards the next society of the generation. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
बैकग्राउंड कोड़े होगा बैकग्राउंड उमा काम so where is Uma kam बैकग्राउंड ठीक है चलो आगे जेट को
Thank you so much, sir. Now it's the time for certificate distribution. I would request our convener, Dr. Naresh Chandra Sahu sir, to give away the certificates and cups to the participants. I'll call out the names of the certificates, so please come on, of the participants, so please come on to the stage. Miss Pradyut Priyadarshini Mishra. Next, Sumitra Behra. Next, we have Priyanka Jena. Please be ready. Then we have Akhil Kumar Sahu. Next we have Ipshita Patel. Next Tanmaya Kumar Patnaik. Next Ashok Kumar Behra. Next Professor Dr. Jyoti Ranjan Mohanty. Next Sabina Begum. Next Soumya Mishra, Utkal University. Next Prabhudatta Behra. Next Sai Sweta Dash. Next Stuti Gupta. Then Satyaranjan Sahu. Then Harsha S. Swatishri Mandal. Priyanshi Yadav. Swatishri Mandal, then Priyanshi Yadav. Devalina Sharma. Monsoon Paul. Sanghamitra Giri. Isai Mozi K. Manisha Kumari. N. Sharmista. Manisha Kumari, then N. Sharmista. Then Drishya Sunil. Then Sashmita from Utkal University. Then Dr. Tulika Singh. Dr. Tulika Singh, Faculty Global Institute of Management. Then Abhishek Panigrahi. Then Rakesh Kumar Sahu. Tanisha Kumari. Vishwarupa Behra. Aditi Patnaik. Rashmi Ranjan Lenka. Medha Mathur. Adyasha Mahapatra. Dr. Monalisa Mishra. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Next, we have Shri Ravi Kumar Patnaik, co-convener and coordinator CSR cell IIT Bhubaneswar. Sir will deliver the vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to each and everyone who are here, the industry delegates. Sound industry delegates and a lot of participants from different parts of Odisha and the faculty and staff from IIT Bhubaneswar. My extreme apologies to all of you. Before I extend my vote of thanks, my extreme apologies for standing between you and the luscious lunch waiting in the guest house. So my apologies first. So as directed by our convener, I have initially brought a thesis to read out for vote of thanks, but as directed, as we write in the government parlances, as direct.
We have time, man.
We have time.
We redirected.
Okay. So this is my solemn responsibility to go through the 100-page vote of thanks here, for which, okay, jokes apart, there is a lot of list actually. It is not exactly thesis basically. It's a list of people whom we would like to really thank, because there are many unsung heroes who are actually working behind the scenes to make this small but effective event to happen and to see the daylight. In my series of Thanksgiving ceremony, I would like to first thank our esteemed chief guest, guest of honor, and all the panelists who have come all the way, despite Dr. Hutta having a sore throat and having issues with health, and also we have our other panelists. I can see they are like, Tuesday I know because I have worked in corporate for 20 years. So I know that Tuesday is a very happening day. And despite being a Tuesday and, all of them coming over here is warrants for a lot of applause. Can we have a round of applause for them? And I would also like to thank our director, Professor Sripad Karmalkar, for always, giving us guidance and the assurance to go ahead for not only this our activity, our cell activity, but all the events that happen in this very institute. So we are really thankful to him to give us a go ahead. The moment he heard us that we are having this conclave, immediately he has given all go aheads. When we started this cell, 1 year back, so without any hiccups, he said, you just go ahead and it's a very nice concept. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And next in the line, I made sure that I have to read, I do not have to miss out each and every one so that my job is properly done. Otherwise, as directed. So I I would be actually failing in my duties if I do not mention our partners, Jindal Steel and Power Limited and our Canara Bank, who has given us support. Because see, for every event, you would need some sort of a backup and all. Obviously, our institute has given us a very big impetus in terms of holding all these events, but still we would like to, start this CSR cell as an autonomous organization within the organization. So definitely, any sort of backup would go a long way to us. So please, a round of applause for our. And next in the line, on my right, the unsung heroes, the guys who have come here first in the morning and will go in the last, our entire CITSC team. So not only this event, because I've been working with IIT for last more than 8 years or so, I have seen them, tremendous. I mean, I won't name, but otherwise others will feel that, I have seen people working till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. like that. Though from the CDC we work till 1, 2 a.m., that's a different thing altogether. But I have seen these guys actually working really, really hard. Okay. Then so please, a round of applause. Again, I am, as I stand on this thorny floor, between again you and the lunch, so I take this privilege to thank a few more people. Please bear with me. Because as I said, it is our first ever CSR conclave. So it is quite, it is required for our CSR cell to thank each and everyone. And next in the line, we have our PRO, Dharitri Madam, who actually we have seen not only this event, the movement, hardly, because I was in charge of, in the PR for almost close to 2 years, and I know that how tough it is. Very, very difficult, because particularly when you want to start a pre-event, it's absolutely right. Thank you, ma'am, that you have really given us such wonderful coverage as a pre-event. Okay, so then we have Narasar. So then we have our vendors, our security folks. Yeah, I wouldn't name anyone. So we have many people. As directed, I have to cut short, so I'm not taking the names. I'm just saying that there are people. No, I have to repeatedly say this because he is sitting just in front of me. So my job is at stake. So all the behind the scene, I would say unsung heroes. We don't know. I know, sir knows, and many of us know, but the fraternity who is sitting here, they don't know. But on behalf of them, definitely I would like to thank them for all the efforts and work. And all our departments, including academic, including accounts, who have processed our bills, thank you so much. So all the departments, okay. And we have Dr. Vibhuti Bhushan Sahu. He is omnipresent. He's nice, cool. I love being, he being part of our, CSR cell. Okay. Now we are almost done. Okay, we are about to go, but yeah. Obviously, as I mentioned, ma'am, PRO ma'am, obviously the press is like a backbone to all our endeavors so far. All our, whether it is the department I actually belong to, that is Career Development Cell, or the CSR, or the alumni, be it anything, the vernacular as well as national media has always helped us. I think they really need a round of huge applause. So a tough taskmaster, a person who actually is a go-getter basically. So the final thanks, big thanks goes to our Dr. Naresh Chandra Sahu sir, our convener, as in as in Odia they say ekadhere jone copy galpiko teacher and whatnot. See ekadhere sabu kichi. So so thank you, sir. Thanks for organizing this first ever. Please. So here I end my vote of thanks, but I have to make a small announcement that since we have a very nice guest house, the alluring lunch is waiting for us absolutely. But what we can do is, due to paucity of space there, half of us can stay back here and half of us will proceed for the lunch. So it is voluntary. Let us stay. Half of us stay here. And after, this is for particularly the participant, after the lunch, we have a bus there. We'll go for a campus tour all around. And there ends the total event.
From guest house?
From the guest house, after lunch, we will take the tour. So I'll be with you. So we will show, we have nice facilities across. Me along with our team will take for a tour. Okay. And one more thanks, this is suddenly passed through. Yeah, huge thanks to participants who took the toil from coming all the over. I can literally, I haven't met each and everyone, but the questionnaires when they were throwing up, I mean, there are people from Dhenkanal, there are people from many places. Berhampur, I think. So, I mean, it's a real big thanks to them. And a very, very big thanks to all the students, our research scholars, and sir, all the people actually. That's why I say that they are the unsung heroes. So big round should go to them. Okay. So a final line, as I borrowed from somewhere, that a great day, a great auspicious day comes to an end, but with the end starts a very great day. So with that note, we would like to end this event. Thank you so much.
So some of them will proceed to boss.
We can divide in.
Another batch will go because of the paucity of a space over there, right? So dear Ucha, we will be here. Okay.
We already here.